Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel, and in this particular video we will discuss about what is data analytics. I know you must be very much confused regarding the difference between data science, data analytics, and what exactly is data and why everyone is talking about it. So in this particular video I will try to simplify this topic by helping you with examples that will actually help you to learn about what is data analytics. But before I start this video, can you guys please subscribe to our channel and keep following Analytics Lab? What is data? Because if you want to understand what is data analytics, we need to first of all understand what is data. Now, data, if you Google it or if you search it in any platform, be it Google, be it Yahoo, you will understand that data is nothing but your collection of information. Information basically mean any kind of knowledgeable data point. For example, if you ask someone, let's say if you ask your friend what is his or her name, age, or maybe educational background, all these are basically your data points. And if you collect all of them, that becomes your information. So let's say this is a person and you are asking this person the name, age, maybe gender, and let's say education. Now each of this is a data point, is an information point for us, right? If I collect all this collectively, we call this as the data, and this is my information. But this is the scenario with one person. What if you collect similar information for thousand such people? And if you think in millions, then this data collection process will become very tedious, right? But what is more tedious is to make sense out of it. Let me simplify this. So let's say this person name is Sumit, age is 28, gender is male, education is MSc. ठीक है? Now you can digest this information. So if I meet you the another day, probably while traveling in metro, if I meet you, you will be able to recognize me. You will be able to recall this data because this is only one data point. But what if I give you the data of thousand such people? So let's say I give you a data of thousand such people. Will you be able to recall or will you be able to understand that data? So let's say the data is in this format where I have name as one of the column, age as another column, gender as another column, education as another column, and each row over here represents the information about a person. So let's say this is person number 1, I will write P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, and P1000. Now, if this is the data, the very first problem is how to make sense of this data, how to find out interesting insights or useful information out of this data. Because this data will have a lot of data points, right? So let's say this person number 3 has age of 29, while person number 5 is of 51-year-old. So how we can actually make sense out of the data? Now, if I try to quickly help you with the visualization, this is my entire data. But this data comes with so many information or so much information, a lot of information. Now, the problem is how I can bring this information in a way that someone else can understand it. For example, if you have to explain this particular file, if you have to explain this data about all these people to, let's say, to your friend, will you be taking your friend to each row or each individual details? No, it will take a lot of time, right? So what is the best way to summarize this data, to basically reduce this data in such a way that if you try to explain this data to someone else, it is making sense. It is not as complicated as going through each row. So how we can do it? Basically think of it as trying to extract the juice out of a fruit. Now, fruit is something which is very healthy. It comes with a lot of nutrition values. So the similar is the data. Data comes with a lot of informative content. But how we can actually extract that juice, that meaningful information, so that it is easy for us to consume and digest. It is easy for us to make sense out of it. And that's what data analytics is. The art and science of extracting this juice, this meaningful content from your data, from your fruit, is what data analytics is. So basically, if I come back to my visualization, this is my data, which is a lot data, a lot of information, and we need to extract meaningful information. Right? Now, how we can do this? We definitely need some tools to do this, right? For example, if you want to repair your bicycle, you need some kind of tools, right? If you want to, let's say, if you have a jar, and in this jar you have some oil. If you want to pull that oil, if you want to bring that oil out of that jar, you need a spoon. So to carry out any extraction process, we need a tool. Similarly, in data analytics, if you want to carry data analytics, then we need certain tools. And that is where you guys would have probably heard about tools such as Excel, SQL, Power BI, Tableau, or Python. So all these are your tools. But what is more important? The more important is to learn the strategy of using these tools. What will happen if I not use the right side of a spoon versus I am using the wrong side of a spoon to take out that oil? I will not be able to do that, right? Because if you want to pull that oil out of the jar, you need to use the right side. The right side is basically the side which comes with a little bit bend so that it is easy to pull out that oil. So how to use these tools in order to make sure that the entire data extraction process is right? That is where we need to learn the technique. So in short, if I summarize this video, this is my data, and we have a lot of data. As humans, we generate a lot of data every day. So we have data, we want to extract. What we want to extract? The meaningful information. Meaningful information. And for this, I need to use some tools. So to carry out this, I need to use some tools. But using just tools will not help. So you need to also use the techniques. And with the combination of tools and techniques, you can find out the information that is summarized and is useful to make business decisions, right? Now, this is what data analytics is. This is very simple, right? So this is basically what data analytics is. And I hope this would have clarified a little bit of your doubt. But if you have more curiosity about learning what is data analytics or versus what is data science or versus what are the tools and what are the techniques, then keep following Analytics Lab, because we are going to come up with more such insightful content for you. So see you again in the next video.